it was a challenge for me and
Yeah.
my money situation. I have, and for all those of you out there, I have the worst credit probably ever. That was my challenge to making all of this happen.
Life happen. Come with me while we explore this amazing story of a 33-year veteran in law enforcement who started a business with, frankly, the worst credit, his words, not mine, that you can imagine. He's now on the verge of building a multi-million-dollar cigar business where he's following his passion for cigars. Come with me, let's explore. And I'm here with Ken MCrae, 33 years in law enforcement, and guess what? He didn't wait to follow his dreams. He immediately went right into it, and he built this amazing business. He's one of our key members of the core mastermind, and we're here with Smoking Guns. It is a phenomenal business. It was funny when he first talked to us, he thought he wanted to pursue real estate, but really, he pursued his dreams, and boy, did he go after it. And how are things going?
Things are going outstanding.
All right.
I'm really enjoying what we're doing.
Okay.
It is meeting new people,
Yeah.
experiences,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it.
So I'm going to ask Ken, like, give us some numbers. Give us some numbers that you're doing right now and what you see in the future.
Well, right now, we're looking about 8,000 monthly. In the future, I am looking
Net profit, though, right?
net profit.
Wow. Though, right?
Net profit.
Wow. Wow.
And in the future,
Net profit, by the way, guys.
in the future, with more of Smoking Guns
Yeah.
trailers, I'm looking at, with your help,
Yeah.
hopefully making my million.
No.
in time.
We got to stop them there, folks. Not hoping. We are building millions. We absolutely are. Guys, we've already talked to the franchisees. They're salivating. So definitely here. So he just smiles and radiates joy right now. And I know he hops out of bed. That's going to happen.
Yes, indeed it is. The ideal caught on, and bam, here we are. And as a result, not only do we have Smoking Guns, the flagship,
Yeah.
but we're also going to have a few other Smoking Guns 2.0 coming out.
I love it. I love it, guys. This is, you got to see more, and we're going to go inside more and see the magic that he's built. So stay with us. Let's get inside. Let's go. Okay, this is amazing, Ken. What I remember when we first started talking, this wasn't necessarily the thing that you initially talked about, and that was the great thing about having an amazing conversation with you. It was clear, and you just said it earlier, that this was your dream. What this is amazing. Tell me about what we got here. I see it looks like copper ceilings, and you got the humidor. How'd you come up with this?
This idea came to me and my best friend, actually. We were sitting, smoking cigars and drinking bourbon.
There you go.
Believe it or not, some of the best ideas, I guess, come when you're sitting down smoking a cigar and drinking bourbon. And my best friend and I, we were sitting there, and he says, you know what? We should open up a cigar bar. And I said, that's a great idea. Let's do that. Time went by, another year. We're sitting there on the same porch,
Right.
smoking different cigars and some bourbon. And he said, yeah, that's why we need to open up a cigar bar. Yes, we do. Another year goes by.
Yeah.
And finally, last year in 2023, we all had our challenges.
That's right.
Specifically, he had, some challenges within his family and household, and I had challenges within mine as well. And it got to the point where I was tired of talking about it, and I wanted to do something.
Right.
And I knew that with his challenges, it, was not the right time. And with mine, it probably wasn't the right time either. But that movie, The Shawshank Redemption, get busy living or
Right.
get busy dying.
Wow.
So I decided that we get busy living. My wife and I said, let's do this. So I went out, got the proper guidance, LLC. I got everything going, did some research on it. And before you know it, Smoking Guns was born.
That's right.
With the slogan of "Bring on the smoke."
I love it. I love it. You know, I remember having a conversation with you, and it was just a matter of kind of changing your frame a little bit, and that was the pleasure. You really were a businessman at heart. I don't really think you found the vehicle of your dreams. And what made you say, no, that's really what I was going to do? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to focus on my dream instead of, because originally we talked about real estate, but that's
yes, we did.
Yeah. But what made you think that this was it? Like, this is a mobile cigar lounge, bring it to the people, and very profitable. What made you say that's it?
Lexington, North Carolina Barbecue Fest.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Tell us about that.
My mother-in-law lives up there.
Okay.
And there is a place up there called the Smoking Oak. And it's a great little place. It's a cigar lounge.
Right.
He has basically made a house into a lounge / event place where you can smoke your cigars, play checkers, cards, everything.
Right.
And Courtney, that's the owner's name, I came in and I signed on. I was like, wow, this is really great. This is a fantastic idea. And I talked to him about, cigars and what we liked and of course, bourbon and old fashions. And he says, yeah, this is pretty good. And I says, this is good. This is really good. Now, keep in mind, this is October of last year, right around the time where it was time to get busy living and get busy dying.
Right.
So I was like, wow. My wife came in and she says, oh, this is good. They had TVs and you could just sit down, relax. And on the ride back, that is when she and I decided that this was it. Because I told her, I says, honey, I have an affinity for cigars. I love cigars. I don't know everything, but as they say, I know enough to get me in trouble.
That's right.
Maybe not enough to get me out.
That's right.
But she said, that's what you love.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this at the time, but this was going to be my future, my thing, my it.
Yeah.
Being a former law enforcement officer, I had worked side jobs and I worked at Naylor Hall.
Yeah.
And I spoke with one of the attendants there, and it just so happens we saw a truck that had the video games.
Oh, okay.
And once we were closing up and it was about time to go, I got talking with that attendant and we were just talking about odds and ends. And they asked me, so what do you like to do? I says, well, you know what I'd really like to do? Dude, I'd like to have a cigar business, And he says, well, why don't you? And looking at that mobile game station, I was like, okay. Well, that when the idea came, the concept was there. Yeah. We were actually looking for a brick and mortar.
That's right.
And come to find out, along with the numbers, it wasn't going to work. Right. Way too much overhead.
Right.
So when we got through that, we said, okay, what can we do?
Yeah.
You're right. I mean, I'm not just going to stop there. Don't tell me what I can't do.
Right. Served almost the same, over 30 years in public service. And what we don't realize, our superpower that we've been sharpening for years, is that we're creative problem solvers. And that's what you realized. My love is this, and how can I get my same outcome, money plus my love and all that? And it was just changing that frame a little bit, which, again, it's been a blessing to be working with you and see you grow. And what I love is your smile and your enthusiasm, man. It's such a blessing. So,
well, thank you. It's been a wonderful, wonderful ride. There have been challenges along the way.
For sure. I love that. Talk about the challenges. Yeah.
Well, one of the big challenges was the money.
Yeah.
And how do we overcome the money?
Yeah.
Well, again, don't tell me what I can't do.
Right.
So
We had a discussion about that because I think there's a funny story, and I envision this, that I envision you because I have bear slippers, and I envision you in bunny slippers. But I tell us about that story where you trying to change. We talked about it, and you changed your frame, and you were just like, I'm going for my dream. And
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, funny you should say that.
Yeah.
I was out one morning walking my dog.
Yeah.
I was walking her around our neighborhood, and in comes a guy driving in.
Yeah.
And we just had a conversation,
Yeah.
It was like, hey, how you doing? Oh, hey, that's a cute dog and everything. Well, yes, and everything. Yeah, you new to the neighborhood? No. The standard salutations and small talk. And then he says, well, what do you do? Well, right there, I could have said, well, I'm in the law enforcement.
Right.
But I didn't.
Right. That's right.
What I said was,
Stepped into
actually, I'm an entrepreneur. And you know what? I can help you invest your money.
I love that.
And he looked at me, not knowing me from Adam's house.
And by the way, I'm just going to put a pin in that because we had discussed that, and what's amazing is we help and mentor and work with so many people. We discussed that, and you went right to it. You stepped right in it. There was almost no delay. Once you said, "Oh, is that easy? No paperwork, no other thing." You went right forward, and that is just. I hope a lot of people take away, especially our brothers and sisters out there. It's really out there. This is an amazing opportunity that you gave this guy.
Yes, and he's not sorry, and neither am I.
No, that's amazing.
And it worked out, mutually beneficial.
Yeah, for sure.
And I would love for others to be able to get it in their mind to say, hey, I can do this. Like I've said a few different times.
You're an amazing example of that. I love that. Yep.
Don't tell me what I can't do.
Right.
And that's pretty much what I do.
Yeah. I love that. So tell us a little bit about the interior. I mean, you were telling me
certainly.
this is custom interior.
Certainly. Well, again, another challenge.
Yeah.
That came about. My wife and I were looking at all kinds of designs for this. She is the mastermind of designs. That's my wife, and I'm giving her props.
Nice.
Okay. So, I came up with the vision. She came up with the vision of decoration.
Nice.
And as we're going through, you have no idea how Amazon must hate us.
Right.
Because we went looking at different samples. If you look on the walls, you see the wood grain on the walls. I'm going to give you a hint. This is wallpaper from Amazon.
Nice.
Okay?
Nice.
And
it looks amazing.
It does. It does.
It's amazing.
And we wanted that to be the theme, the flooring, everything. Well, it came time to put seats in here. So it was like, okay, honey, how are we going to do this? Well, we need to get a couch. Well, with these trailers, they have the large wheel well.
Yeah.
So you had to figure out how to get a couch in here that will still fit and have the room you need and be comfortable. We went over and over, Poly and Bark. We went to all kinds of furniture stores. We took measurements, and nothing really, really suited our fancy, all because of this wheel well. Well, the guy at New Abode, who we got to outfit our trailer, he says, "Yeah, it's going to be an issue. I don't know if you can, find you something that don't work."
Yeah.
Well, don't tell me what I can't find. So, lo and behold, didn't have to find it. I got together with a couple of individuals and said, "This is what I want."
Right.
Came in, made some measurements. Bam.
Love it.
Got a guy to custom upholster this so that it is antimicrobial, believe it or not, easy to clean, durable, and he did it. No fuss, no muss, no hassle.
It's beautiful.
And it's right here.
I love it.
It is fantastic. And the TVs, everyone loves to watch TV with smoking a cigar. And, the Super Bowl will be coming up in February now.
Right.
So
tailgate, the UGA, go Dogs. I picture this. I really picture it. We might even go down to Alabama. One of our guys here, for some reason, got bumped on the head, and he supports Alabama, but that's okay.
Hey, we won't hold that against him.
We won't hold it against him, But I think this would even work in Tuscaloosa. I think they would even get it. That this is an amazing opportunity to be with your boys and the ladies, and really,
This is an amazing.
Oh yeah. Oh, and I didn't even tell you
experience.
Look
This
at
is what you call it. You call it an experience. It's an
Exactly.
experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is what I belong to. A little bit of a network of the mobile cigar guys out in different states.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's one guy that I had talked to.
Yeah.
And it was where I tried to find, how do you transport your cigars?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was another one of the challenges.
Yeah.
Well, he says, you know, I bought one of these real expensive humidors I kept in my house, and I just transported them back and forth.
Yeah.
You know, I just went to Amazon, bought a big tub, threw some Bovita pack, humidifying packs in there.
Right.
And I sealed it up airtight.
Right.
And it just holds them.
Right.
And I went, you're kidding me. He says, no, I have a humidor in the trailer just for show, but I keep them in a tub. And
Amazing.
He saved me, I don't know how much.
The power of mastermind and multiple minds working together. That is, I love that. I love that.
That is great.
Yeah,
so, And here it is. It works. I have this for my display, and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
So
And profitable. You kind of talked about that outside, and
I did.
you know, again, I know the future. You and I are talking about. We're working on it. I'm gonna put it out there, guys. Pay attention to the opportunity, because at some point I know Ken is probably gonna allow you guys to enjoy part of his vision when he expands this. It looks like he's gonna franchise this. You guys are gonna be you're going to be nuts if you don't jump on this opportunity. You really are, because this is a neat way to kind of make money and have that experience and make other people happy. So it's pretty cool. The numbers are outrageous, man. They're really outrageous.
You are right,
and we haven't even dialed in. We haven't even
Nope.
so many verticals that you could put on this. So I'm excited for you.
I am very excited for me. This is an opportunity that everyone who wants to make some money and have a good vision and a dream.
Not some money, a lot of money. He's being modest again. This guy, 32 years, constantly being modest. I'm gonna say this. If in a year, I'll say a year and a half, if he's not a multimillionaire, then I'm gonna give up my firstborn. So I don't like the firstborn. No, I'm just kidding. No. Then I will. then there's major prizes to be given out. But really, I see it crystal clear, your vision, and I'm excited for you to be our second millionaire in the group, and for many more to come. This is when you came to our last mastermind, the light bulbs really went off for people. So I really thank you. I look forward now on this next one. In a couple months to pour into you, and now it's to that next level. Now it's really getting you to that major growth level, and now it's boss level.
Yes.
So we talked about that, but boss level, where we're making moves a little bit differently. You were the founder. Now it's boss. So tell us about again. This wasn't like you're actually you've done some amazing things and work and research to get cigars. You're not just buying them, from around. You've actually done the work to source them and everything. Tell us about the process of sourcing all that, and the profit and all that, and the business part of it.
Well, good. I'll let you know. Hey, this is actually good.
Yeah.
And it started with a Google search, believe it or not. Getting my tobacco license, that in and of itself was the start of a wonderful thing. It opened up an avenue for me.
Okay.
And I found a company online that requires you to have certain paperwork to be true to what you're doing. And I feel that they were a good fit for me.
Okay.
Because I like what their standards were high.
Yeah.
And I went in and I did some market research on their cigars, how their business is, and where they get their cigars from, some of the exclusive cigars they have, and I wanted that to be one of my.
So you got really top tier, product.
I do.
That's awesome. Tell us about that. Like, what makes it so top tier? About a little bit about the leaf and everything. I know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. I could talk your ear off for this one, but there's many different posers out there.
Okay.
But difference between a premium cigar and any other normal cigar is the filler inside the cigar. You know, you just don't take one leaf and just start rolling it and rolling it and rolling it and rolling it and rolling it. That's not quite how it's done. There's a filler. And some of the best tobaccos come from Nicaragua, the Dominican.
Okay.
And they're hand rolled. That's the type of cigar I like. When I went to Ybor City, I went there to find a cigar that is worthy of my label.
Nice.
And I smoked a few. Okay. And then I finally went.
Research, by the way.
Yes, that was research.
When he does the bourbon, I'll be with him. So
I found this company, La Farana, and I went in and I took a couple of theirs before my wife and I were going on a cruise. And while I was on the cruise, I was, wow, these are pretty tasty. All right. Well, I went back when we got off the cruise boat. I went back to him and he explained to me that, yes, you know, we hand make these. This is how we do it and everything. And I watched as he's doing it. And I says, you know what? I want this cigar to be my labeled cigar.
Oh, wow.
And I talked to him a little bit about, hey, can I put my label on your cigars and market? He said, absolutely. He even did it for me.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and gave me a wonderful price on the cigars. But that is my house cigar, and I have that separate from the Alliance cigars. And let me tell you, getting into this whole thing, it was kind of tough. As you know, Monty, I've talked to you about money and how it was a challenge for me and my money situation. I have, and for all those of you out there, I have the worst credit probably ever. That was my challenge to making all of this happen.
Life happens. So all you guys, I love this vulnerability and I really appreciate it because life does happen. But go back a little bit, the energy and where he just goes right through, you know, issues, doesn't let him stop. He doesn't stop.
Yeah, it was difficult. I applied for a few loans, was turned down. Tried to get financing for some of the things that I needed and was basically told pretty much no. My credit was just that bad. My beacon score, I don't even want to go that far down. But it wasn't good enough for people to loan me money.
Commercial. So when
yes.
Then we started opening up our mind.
Oh, right? Yes. Well, as I've said before, I did have low credit, and I talked to you about that. And, you know, I was at a point where, you know, I broke down. Yeah. And, you know, how am I going to do this? For a second there, longer than a second, I was defeated. Wow. And I felt like this is just not happening. Wow. So, of course, I went to a mope slope for about a day. And then, realistically, a day.
But for in Ken years, it's like 7 years.
Oh, yeah, that's a long time.
It's a long time for him. So
and
plug it to him if you're not already connected. You know, we're going to
figure
follow
that
this up, and that's going to be something we're going to be able to see. I love it.
So I talked it over with my wife, and you know what? Honey, we got to do this. We're already all in. Yeah. So there's no going back. It's just going forward. Yeah. And she says, well, what are you going to do, honey? I mean, you know, you got denied from the bank. You got denied. I says, well, we'll figure something out. And along came you. And it didn't take that long. It was all about a day. Yeah. And it's amazing how, I don't know how religious you are.
No, he's given me, as Ken knows, I'm very religious. But here's the thing. He's given me a lot of credit. But here's the biggest thing. His mind has always been open. And always, you know, willing. And you know, this is a guy that's had a lot of success, you know, professionally. And he has ego like we all do. But for, you know, a bit, he was humble and vulnerable. And you can see right now he's being very vulnerable because he wants you guys to be successful too. The neat thing is he asked for help and he got it. He didn't hesitate. He didn't, you know, ponder. He didn't, you know, just go over and think. He executed and solved that issue. And he didn't stand on what we call the X. You know, he had a problem. don't quite know how to fix it. Let me go in my network. Thank you for giving me the honor to help you. But he executed. So I'm honored that he allowed me to help him a little bit, but he's the one who executed. He is the one that actually stopped talking about it and actually took action, even when he was not feeling fantastic. So guys out there, hope you're hearing what he's saying. Didn't make excuses. He made solutions. For everybody out there, you know, please, like, I know they're a lot like us years ago, you know, and you just a couple of years ago thinking about this. How do they actually take the idea and I know people are committed, but, you know, what are some of your suggestions to them to actually execute and stop talking about it?
All right. Well, once they have got their mind made up that they're doing this,
right,
first thing to do is make it legal.
Okay.
You know, the very first thing is I went and got my LLC and got my tax identification number, and that took off.
Yeah.
From there, I had to find a vessel. Okay. How am I going to make it mobile?
Right.
Well, I looked at mobile homes. I looked at the RVs.
Right.
And I finally settled on a trailer. I'll tell you why. A trailer is an empty shell. It's a blank canvas.
Right.
If you get an RV, which I was set on at first, but if you get an RV, first of all, there are a lot of things go wrong with RVs. You know, I don't care who you are, you know, something's going to go wrong. Any moving part that goes in and out, something's going to leak, go wrong, whatever. So you got to also spend money on demoing it. Because whatever's in there, you're going to take it out to put what you want in there. Your vision, your dream. You got to have it right there. So right off the bat, I said, no, I don't want to spend extra money, and I'd like a blank canvas. So I went ahead and found this canvas. And then you have to find someone that will upfit it for you. Okay. That was an issue for me because any Manny, Mo, and Jack is out there advertising, hey, we'll fix up your trailer. Well, no, you have to find someone that's reputable. And I did. I found someone that is warranting their work and that will do any repairs that I need when I need them. So I found them, and then I gave them my dream of what I wanted. Then you go and you start decorating your dream. I highly recommend you have your wife do it, you know, because she'll be the one that will give all the fine touches. And at that point, you got to pull a trailer. I thought a regular truck would do the trick. How wrong was I? I did not know that I needed a 3/4 ton truck. So what does that mean now? I got to buy a truck. And we already discussed how buying things was for me. So not a problem. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to ask for the money.
Nice. I love it. I love once you had the solution, it was just go back to and that is it right there, guys. So he was convinced. Now that once he had it, man, and the next thing, that's what's going to happen.
That's it.
Yeah.
And after getting that together, then I got to understand a little bit about cigars. Okay. It's not enough to be smoking them for a while. You really have to dive into the cigars. You got to know how they're made. You've got to know the difference between premium and the difference between the ones that are your black and milds and Swisser sweets. What do they call those things? You got to know a little bit of how they're cured, how they're grown, where they're grown, the climate. You got to know a little bit about that so that when someone comes to you and asks you, hey, do you have a good Dominican cigar? Yes, I do. I can point you to this one. Or I can go and say, hey, I have this one here, the Nicaraguan leaf, which is a good leaf. I can tell you, hey, go here. Okay. You got to learn a little bit about that as well. And you have to learn how to maintain the cigars. And once you find out all about that, you got to have a little business savvy. You got to go out there and try to find, you know, business.
But if you don't really, and again, I'm glad you brought that up because I think what you're saying is you really got to stick to your vision, and you didn't let like the fact that you hadn't had years and years and years in business. You went and found people to help you with that part, and you kind of picked pieces, and you really stuck with your vision, and it made it easier once you kind of realized, hey, I don't need to know everything before I really launch as far as business. I need to find people that can help me.
Exactly. I found, I'm over 55 and me and social media don't go hand in hand.
Right.
So knowing that, I had to find someone to do my social media.
Right.
I recommend anybody getting into this. Social media seems to be the mainstream.
Yeah.
You don't have to know it all, but have a team that will help you with that social media.
Right.
And then you can get into that. I highly recommend you do marketing.
Yeah.
Marketing's a very big thing, and social media and marketing seem to go hand in hand with that. I recommend you also go and take a look at some of your competitors. Don't necessarily just say, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to slap this price on it. No, don't do that. Go to your competitors, see what they are offering. I have dozens of pictures where I've gone to different places, different cigar joints, and just taken pictures, from Alpharetta into Canton even. But do the research.
Right.
And then when you're ready, guess what? You're there. You're ready to go. Stay humble. The part of this business is stay humble. Be willing to learn.
Right.
You've got to be willing to learn, because the second you believe that you know it all, there's going to be that guy that comes in here and says, oh, yeah, hey, is that a Connecticut shade? I'm like, oh, yeah, it's Connecticut shade.
Right.
What's Connecticut shade?
Right.
Right. He'll come in there and make you like a fool. And what does that do to your credibility?
Sure.
That destroys it.
Right.
So getting into this business, just take it step by step. The legalities, the LLCs, getting your insurance. You have to insure all this.
Yeah.
Okay. You got to have knowledge, a knowledge base of cigars, a knowledge base of what you're going to do. You got to have that vision of what all of this entails, and keep it going step by step.
Right.
And once you complete that, hey, guess what? You're ready to roll. You got a trailer, you got a truck.
There you go.
Bada bing, bada boom, as
We're
they
in
say.
business. That's right.
You're in business.
Making money. I love it. I love it.
The little things come. I mean, the little cigar lighters, the what TV to get, all of that will come.
Yeah.
You just have to trust yourself and move forward.
There you go. What's a challenge that you see in the future for you?
Holding me back.
Ooh. That was an amazing answer. Okay. Let me tell you, I see also maybe some motivational things, some coaching, because I love that, man. Boy, let me drink that in. That is amazing. So yeah, absolutely. I believe you too.
We're going forward, man.
Yeah.
That's the only way to go. Is forward.
Yeah. So big picture, again, if everything worked out the way you wanted, where do you see this in like 5 to 7 years? Where would you love for this to be?
Up and down the eastern seaboard, also out Midwest.
Yeah.
I see it literally a household name.
Awesome.
And not everyone's into cigars.
Yeah.
But for everybody who is into cigars, they'll know, oh, Smoking Guns.
Yeah.
Yes, that's that mobile cigar
I love it.
business.
I love it. Let me question. Is there anybody else that has a franchise yet for smoking?
No.
Exactly, folks. Exactly. So, Wealthy Servant, it's not just about you making some money. It's about really blowing your mind and expanding. We're constantly pushing you. And again, we'll attest, and I'm constantly pushing him. And sometimes he looks at me like, what are you doing? But really, that's where strength is. That's where, security is having multiple streams of income and having a boatload of cash. I really do see this. What he's built, there's no reason why other people can't share in this and really enjoy it.
Absolutely.
So that's pretty awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So where do you see this? Like a number. Where do you see this in 5 to 7 years? Where would you love to be?
Would I love to be?
Mm-hmm.
Would I say, if I said 7, 8 figures, would that?
Give me even like 12 million or 22 million. What do you see?
I'm not going to hold myself back on this.
Okay, look at that. I like that.
Let's shoot for the moon.
Okay.
I'd like to see $60 to $80 million.
Okay. And guys, I just want to let you know, when we were doing our research with and talking to, we're starting to lay the groundwork for franchise partners. What you may or may not know is there's a lot of private equity out there that this is what they want to buy now. They want to buy, cash flow positive businesses like Ken's. and they're doing an 8 times multiple of his revenue. So some of you are like, what? Totally possible. Totally possible within a couple of years. Again, we said 5 to 7 years. I think he's going to hit that probably within 4, truthfully. At an 8-time multiple, yeah. Now he's got a tough decision to make. Does he cash out, or does he continue this ride? Does he go public? I don't know. But this is a great problem. This is the great issue that a founder that moves to now an operator, or to now a boss, gets to make. He gets to make that wonderful decision. That's pretty awesome, man. Again, just what I love is just a few months ago, we put our papers in, and literally the next day we had the phone call. Hey, Monty, I'm pretty much booked up for the rest of the year. And I thought it was like, wow, that is amazing. And we just have to find more. If we had more, I think if we had more events, we probably would book this thing out completely out. So,
yes, I have bookings all the way out through May of next year.
That's incredible.
It's a wedding in Summerville, South Carolina.
Okay.
And
So you're all invited? No.
well, that's not my call, but hey.
I just invite, no.
And I'm in talks right now with a guy who wants to have a wedding also in May of next year.
Okay.
In Savannah.
Yeah.
So.
But by then, he's going to have multiple. Don't worry. We've got you covered. He's going to have multiple trailers and all that. So he's got you covered. Don't worry about that. We will make sure that happens. So.
And again, it is the experience. I'd like to take just a second to tell you.
Yeah.
That with my experience here, I want everyone else to be able, that I serve, to know that all this is possible.
Oh, man.
Everything is possible.
That's beautiful.
I have a passion and a love for this.
Yeah.
And every event I go to, I exhibit my passion.
Yes, clearly. Yes, clearly.
And I enjoy.
It's infectious.
That. It is, And you find some guys that actually know a lot about cigars.
Yeah.
And for me, it's humbling.
Yeah.
And I'm turning on the learning cap.
Yeah.
Let me open my brain to this. It is wonderful. So get your ego out the way.
Love it.
Let things happen. You make your success and enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah.
Who out there doesn't enjoy money?
Right. And you were, the biggest thing is, and again, sometimes we devalue or give it a discount. And that's what we're going to be working on because this is an amazing experience. I know I would love to do this, and I'd be willing to spend a great deal of money, with you and my friends and have this experience. This is an awesome thing.
Well, I want to thank you for all your help as well.
Yeah.
And Wealthy Servant, it has been a good ride.
Well,
I love it.
We're getting there. We're getting it. The next step. I can't stay tuned. I think the next announcement is going to when he, has his official, franchise opening. So just wait, guys. Just wait. He's building it, and you guys can be a part of it. So, right? Especially, this community. It's so interesting how we don't take advantage of all the skills that we really have developed. We just naturally think, oh, well, I'm a cop, so security. No, actually, I'm a cop, so I'm a creative problem solver. I can do anything. And that's what Ken just shared with you, over this period here. He decided that he could do anything, and he wasn't going to let anything stop his dream. He is living and building his dream. That is an amazing. I want to thank him for sharing this with us, and it is so valuable. I know a lot of you guys are going to suddenly realize and get off your behinds, and really, I know some of you have launched your business, but you're starting to kind of sling back because you're all by yourself. Imagine being in a room with a guy like that. Imagine being in a room with 50 guys like that. How motivated you'd be running around the building. Yeah, and exactly. And so, hey, Ken, can I run some stuff by you for a couple minutes? Can we just can we spitball some things? Could you imagine being in a room with a guy like that? That's why you want to be, in a mastermind. That's why you want to be running with your eagles. He's not just a cop. That's just one level. But now we've got a whole nother level of first responder entrepreneurs that are all driven. That's who we really want to be around. These guys that are driven, that are going to help us and get to our dreams. again, imagine now 3-4 years where we're all making great money. Before we go, look, Ken, how can they find you? How can they connect with you? I know they want to follow you. I know they want your energy. I know they want your energy. So tell them, where can they find all the places they can possibly find you, contact you, and maybe there's a lot of folks out there that want to book you. So tell them about that.
Oh, wow. Well, let's start off with...
Yeah. It's got the whole list. And by the way, it will be in the comments, so just in case.
There you go. Well, we'll start with the website.
Yes.
It is very simple.
Okay.
It's long, but it's very simple.
Write it down.
www.smokinggunsmobilecigarlounge.com.
There you go. Make it simple.
I'm on Instagram. I believe it's at Smoking Gun Cigar.
We will verify that. We'll have that for sure for you.
Like I said, I don't do most of my social media. On Facebook as well, and under Smoking Guns Mobile Cigar. So please. Oh, and a phone number. Man, I almost forgot the big one. Oh my gosh. Phone number to the office is 404-482-2503. And if you need anything, please give me a call.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. Guys, be sure to follow us in the next episode and comment below. Tell them, hey, man, I love what you're doing. Or, Ken, I don't like that hat. Army, it should be go, Marine Corps. Hey, he doesn't care. He's a big boy. He can take it. But again, thank you for your attention. Again, follow us in the next episode and make sure you leave your comments, your likes. Ken, it's been an honor to actually work with you. I'm going to continue to work with you. You're a blessing. And guys, if you are not already planning to be at this next live event, you better, because you can meet Ken. You could be in here. If you're nice to him, you give him a hug. You might even get a free cigar. Probably won't be a free cigar.
Half price, maybe.
Half price, maybe. So, but you'll get to meet him, and get to be in here and see all this. And so, thank you so much.
It's my pleasure.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.